as a point guard, I'm used to having the ball in my hands. I'm comfortable with the ball. I mean, I used to sleep with my basketball. I was so attached to this thing. I was so comfortable with this basketball. And plus being the point guard, I'm the one dribbling the ball up the court 90% of the game and making the decisions and things like that. So the comfortability with the basketball allowed me to really want the ball when it mattered most. And I, as the point guard, I had control of where the ball went. When it came down to crunch time in that fourth quarter, in that second half, my teammates knew I wanted the ball, and I was the one who always took the last shot. I've hit a lot of game winners in my career, and I've also missed a lot of game winners in my career. But I always wanted to have that control, and I was always the one who was willing and wanted to take the shot. I didn't shy away from that. Having that comfortability with the basketball gave me the confidence to be able to want to have the ball when it mattered most. I was just used to having the ball in my hands. And so the same thing is true, and it's been more of a struggle because the mortgage industry was something I didn't know anything about. You don't really learn about it in school. You don't really, it's something that kind of just gets overlooked throughout your life. And so when I came into the mortgage industry a little over a year ago at 31 years old, not really knowing anything about it, I didn't have a comfortability like I had with my basketball for so many years. And so I've been trying to train my mindset and to bring that type of mentality that I had with basketball into my mortgage business and into the mortgage industry at a faster rate. And you can't make up years of experience with the basketball in my hands. That you can't just make that up all in 1 year. Years of experience in the mortgage industry, you can't make all that up in 1 year. But what you can do is you can practice and you can try your hardest to really learn at the fastest rate possible over time. And me just doing the right thing every time in and time out and not being afraid, I've gained confidence in doing that, and now I feel more comfortable in approaching these guys. And yeah, they're mega producers, but guess what? I see myself as a mega producer as well. And hey, we should be working together. And having that mindset, it'll change everything. Anyone who's been successful at anything will tell you this. It's not rocket science. It's not some new thing, but failure is critical and key to your success and how you deal with that. And so in basketball, you have to go to the game film sessions like in college, and we would go back and we would lose a game. We would look at what we did wrong and be a student of the game and study. Well, we lost. We didn't like that result or that outcome. Now, let me go back and analyze how we could change or what we could do different so we don't get the same result that we don't like, which is that loss. Figuring out what do I need to work on, what not only physically but mentally do I need to understand about our offense or about our defense that led to the collapse of the game and to the loss. So taking that into the mortgage business, I mean, failure, I've had plenty of it. I've only been doing this just over a year, but I've already had plenty of run-ins with failure, and so the lessons from learning how to deal with that in sports have been critical and key, that have been able to shape my business in the early part of it. Because instead of allowing me to be, get really down or discouraged and say, maybe this isn't for me and to give up, and instead I say, no, this is an opportunity for me to get better and to never do that again, or at least have the mindset of, hey, this happened, but I don't want this to happen again. What can I put into place that will allow this to not ever happen again? And there are so many touch points with so many different people in the loan process. No one person can close a loan by themselves. It's impossible. I'm just one very, very small piece of that puzzle. But as the loan officer, you are kind of like the point guard. And so you're managing agents, you're managing borrowers, you're managing builders, you're managing, and then your processors, and maybe your loan officer assistant, and then you're managing the underwriting and the setup team, and then the title, and there's so many different things to manage, and you're kind of like being the point guard and making sure that you take this process and get it to the finish line and get it to closing, because that's what people, they care about. They want to close on their home. You want to get them into their new home, and that's what we want to do as a team. And that's the only way it can be done is from a team effort. So it is critical to be a good team player, to celebrate success, and to learn how to encourage in failure. I do believe that the most powerful force in this world, and it might sound corny, but it is love. And if you really love something, if you really love that sport, then that gives you the power to get good at it. And so if you have, translating that into the mortgage industry, like, I'm falling in love with the mortgage industry. And the real estate industry. I didn't even realize it until just recently, but it's kind of funny. I'm falling in love with it, and I'm happy that I am. I'm glad that I am, and that I found this, that God has brought this into my life, because that love is what's going to be the fuel and the passion that's needed, that I know is needed to fuel the hard work that is required to be successful.